Hey guys, Hugh Shang here. Welcome to another StarCraft 2 Pro analysis. We're going to be watching a game between Zoun and a very strong Terran player, Dream. Now, if you're new to the channel, I am a Grandmaster with all three races, and we're going to break this game down. I haven't watched it yet, so I'm coming into this fresh. I have no idea what happens. I'm going to be experiencing along with you guys, but we're going to pick out some key points and just talk about, the decisions of the players, mostly from Zoun's perspective. Okay, so we're playing here on Oxide, and Oxide is a fairly aggressive map. And the reason it's aggressive is because both of these third bases are quite difficult to take. From the Protoss perspective, you have these double ramps, and so it's quite difficult to utilize the battery overcharge. You can have one here, but if you keep your units on the ramp and then Terran sneaks around, you are going to be out of position. So you kind of need to close off this area here, but it's not close to any nexus, and so that can make it quite difficult. And then from the Terran's perspective, Terran usually wants to be expanding in a triangle. If you can check out the mini-map here, you can see that I'm creating a triangle set of expansions as opposed to, let's say, a line like this. And if you look at the triangle expansion, it's a lot bigger distance than most maps. So the problem here is that when you float your command center over, it's very difficult to control all of this space. If you try to secure your third really well, then Protoss can sneak over here. And if you try to secure the middle, then it's a very wide open area. So it can be quite difficult for both sides to secure their expansion. And because of that, we're going to see a lot of aggressive plays usually. Okay, let's see what Dream's up to. So Dream's grabbing his factory. He's opened up with a Reaper into Marine. And Zoun's going for Adept into Stalker. So this is most likely some sort of Twilight opening. But you can also go for Stargate. Now, before we get too deep into this game, I just want to knock off a couple things here. I know some of you don't know we've started streaming, so I wanted to mention that. If you guys are interested in watching some live games of me playing, then you can check out my stream in the description. And if you're also new to the YouTube channel, we have a really warm Discord community. It's growing super steadily. So if you're interested in finding some practice partners or just hanging out and talking StarCraft, then we definitely want to have you join. Okay, Zoun is grabbing a Twilight Council. And he's also getting a Robo. So this could be a Blink build. It likely is a Blink build, but there's definitely the chance that this is Dark Templar as well. So we'll have to keep an eye out. Okay, it is the Blink. And on the flip side, Dream looks like he's going for a Mine Drop. However, he does have this Widow Mine rallied straight across. I think that was just for the Hellion earlier. Okay, Dream's able to sneak in. Try to go for a couple probes. He did see the Robo, I believe. So he's already assuming it's not Stargate, I think. Oh no, he did see the Twilight. Okay, I thought he didn't go up the ramp. So he sees that it's Twilight. He sees the Robo. He basically knows everything he needs to know. Obviously, from his perspective, this could be Dark Templar. However, since he's quite a high level player, he probably picked up on the lights flashing a little bit faster here. If you don't know that, the faster lights flashing means something is researching. And so it's most likely not DTs, unless Zoun, knows that he knows and he starts to research for a second and then cancels it. But from Dream's perspective, it's most likely not DTs. He's probably still going to take some precautions to make sure that's not a huge problem. And yeah, as you can see, Dream is going into 2 more barracks. So like I said earlier, this map really favors these aggressive pushes. And so we're going to see a 3 racks push out of Dream with a Raven. Okay, not too much damage there. 3 probes, nothing too major. Zoun's going to be able to snipe a couple SCVs and then blink to the War Prism. It's something he likes to do a lot. I've seen him on stream. Okay, he does lose a stalker. He gets a couple SCV. It's probably worth it for Zoun. Nice little play right there. And he's going into his third base. It's pretty late for most third bases. So, you know, getting these 5 SCVs, not as big probably as it might seem. And he's going to go into a robo base. This is probably for Colossus. So really, really standard game here. I am a little bit worried for Zoun actually, because Dream is opening up with a Raven, and this is a very late robo bay. So with some robo bay builds, you can sneak out a Templar Archives in time, but I'm not sure that Zoun is going to be able to do that. So we'll have to see how he wants to defend this Raven. A little bit more harass coming in here. It's not really getting too much, but he is being quite annoying for sure. Dream actually has a pretty sick setup. He's got one tank over here to cover this side from the War Prism drop, and another tank over here, same kind of idea, just zoning it out. I have a couple students who have been telling me they're struggling against Disruptor drop, so if you're struggling against that, this is a really good setup to be able to hit the Disruptor as it drops. So we have 57 workers for Zoun. He's actually warping in some more stalkers. I don't know why he's doing this exactly. I guess he's preparing to blink in as Dream moves out. Maybe thinking Dream wouldn't expect this since he didn't have too many stalkers earlier. Oh wow, almost got that Raven. But he is going to lose all of his stalkers. So this actually is, no, he does save a couple. But this is looking really, really bad actually for Zoun. And like I said earlier, this Colossus is not actually going to be very impactful because that Raven is going to disable it, assuming it doesn't die here. It actually has, oh my god, unbelievable. Just blinks in there and snipes the Raven. Oh man. Dream probably wishing he repaired that. But totally understandable with the tempo of the game. You don't really want to waste 30 seconds doing that. Very nice snipe there by Zoun. And now it's looking a lot more reasonable, right? No Raven. There's not too many tanks to this push. So it's not super clear that that Dream is going to be able to push in here. So he might just back up and rotate. Now from a Terran perspective, you want to be really careful you're not getting misled by how fast this Protoss third base is, because a very fast third like this is super standard in the matchup. And because the Terran units are a little bit more efficient at this phase of the game against like Zealots and stuff, you're not really behind just because your third is so slow. So 54 SCV to 60 is about even. I'd say Zoun is probably a little bit ahead because Dream didn't get the trade there, but definitely not looking too bad for him. Oh, and this is a really nice maneuver here. Zoun obviously worried about him floating into the main, so Dream has snuck around. And he should be able to kill a lot of these probes and then boost out if he likes. Oh, he's actually going to play this pretty safe. I actually think this is the wrong play. Zoun doesn't have too many stalkers, so it wasn't really going to be possible for Dream to lose all his units there. He could have boosted out. But playing it safe, not a bad choice either. Zoun also stuck on +1 upgrades, and Dream is about to finish his 1-1. So really, really good position here for Dream. I like this. He's got a couple Zealots here just waiting. I think he's assuming Dream's going to take this base instead of the middle expansion. Some nice cutting there. Oh, and the second army is going to sneak in. This is fantastic because Zoun has his other army on the middle base. So he's going to pick off a Colossus. I think he is going to have to get out of here, but should get some nice Widowmine shots on the way out. And here I think is where this game is really going to start to snowball. Actually, wait, hold up. Dream's expansion is crazy late. Way later than I thought it was. Maybe that got cancelled or something. So Dream is actually quite a bit more committed than I realized. But it does look like he is doing quite a bit of work here. The overcharge is activated, so he's going to have to find a better position. Pulling away from that, up into the third base. And again, he could just go for these workers. I actually don't understand why he's not going for the workers. Okay, he's going to jump on the Colossus. Also a good way to end the game. And he's going to get one of them. And if Zoun loses that second Colossus, yeah, he just taps out right there. So very aggressive game here from Dream. I think the main thing that Dream was, or that Zoun was doing wrong is he's playing his opening too safe. I actually think that's the problem. So if we go back here to this, early mid game, he's doing a fine job defending the mine drops. But normally, let's say a player like Zest is going to be getting his expansion here at like 350. And obviously it's a lot greedier of a build, but that doesn't prevent Zest from doing something very similar to what Zoun's doing here. In fact, I think Zest would even have more stalkers here because he's not investing into something like a War Prism. So we'll see Zest have like a Phoenix he can scout with, and then also have, maybe 6 or 8 stalkers to blink into the main or to harass the natural. And I think that's going to be just as effective, except cheaper. So I think that's actually a huge problem with Zoun's build, is just that he's so invested in this harass that he really needs a lot more damage to even equalize. Like, he's probably equalized right now getting 5 workers, which is, not really a situation that I would personally like to be in. So that's very late. Another thing that's late is his Robobay. And it's late because he invested in 3 gates, where someone, again, like Zest would only invest in 2. So he's really just quite far behind here. Getting his Forge. So this was all fine. He also invested in some more Stalkers. So he's grabbing a bunch of gates and stuff. He's actually cut his probes at 52, which is pretty normal to stay safe against these 3 racks timings. But he also warped in some Stalkers here, which honestly didn't really do too much. Like, he blinks in here, kind of a missed blink, and a lot of these Stalkers get picked off. So this was just like a super costly mistake here. Now, he did hurt the Raven, but I think he also ends up giving up some more Stalkers in a little bit here. So that also ends up being a big problem. And I want to look at his Colossus count, because it doesn't feel like he has enough Colossus. So if we go here and see his Colossus, I bet he doesn't chrono very much. So he did 1 chrono and a 2nd chrono on the 2nd Colossus. So there's definitely room for a 3rd chrono here. And that would actually be a big deal, because he can probably get 2 Colossus or maybe 3 before the battle starts. Yeah, probably 3 Colossus here instead of 2. And that might also help against the Raven. Then you can't disable all of the Colossus. Nice setup here from Dream. Maybe this was also like over defending with 3 shield batteries. Like I said earlier, you can't really utilize the shield batteries in the middle. So, by putting 3 shield batteries here, Dream realized he could rotate. And at this level, making 2 extra shield batteries is kind of a big deal. So that's like 2 zealots in your army. And there's only, 7 zealots. So it's like what, a 25% increase or something like that. And this is just allowing Dream to kind of rotate around, do whatever he wants. And yeah, I think like Dream was very heavily invested. Actually, he was way more heavily invested than I realized. He had 5 racks before he even got his 3rd CC. And yeah, I think that's all it takes at this level. Like, you make a couple small mistakes like that and it snowballs. He gets to run in here and snipe this. Maybe Zoun could have picked a slightly less defensive build, and that would have helped as well. Because like I said, this map is very difficult to defend on. And so you kind of want to be the aggressor. If you can be the aggressor, you can take advantage of this and make some plays happen. And that's exactly what Dream did. Especially with some of these nice Colossus snipes. Yeah, just a good game all around. Dream not to be underestimated. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like it and subscribe. And don't forget to check out my Twitch channel and Discord. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. Peace.